Hello, Jørn. How are you doing?
Hey man, I'm doing good, and you?
Well, we are fine here. Have you understood some of the words I said in Spanish?
Yeah, I understood the Metallica and Stoner Punk.
Well, it's enough. Um, well, you released last week on Friday your new album. How do you feel with this new record?
Oh, I feel great, man. It's so cool to finally release that album and to start to play again. You know, we recorded that album in May 2020, so we've been sitting on it for probably that's 1.5 years. And the fact that we are, the reviews are better than we ever had them. Um, People seem to love it, so we are really excited. For us, it's kind of like as long as we like it, we're happy. But it's really cool that other people seem to like it as well. So it's cool to have it out there finally.
Yeah. And how has been for you to have the this album finished and wait for more than a year to release it?
Yeah, that's kind of been the boring part, the tricky one, because when you finish with an album, you kind of just want to show the whole world, to your friends and like we made this and stuff, but you can't. So that was a bummer, but also what was cool about it was like we have lived with that album for so long that we're still not sick of it, and I think that's a good sign, you know, uh, that we have because we have listened to it on our own, so that was nice, and it also like you know gave us time to do other stuff, like start writing new stuff because the album was already finished and it wasn't that much to do last year, in the lockdown.
Yeah.
So, but it is what it is. But now that it's out, it's great, man.
So you release now this new album, Molotov Rocktail, but do you have ready a new one?
Hells yeah, yeah.
One or more?
Now one more, yeah.
Okay. And well, that's nice. And you signed a new label contract with Nippon Records. But was it after you finished this new album?
Yes. We never recorded an album under contract. What we do is that we record it ourselves, and when it's finished, we go and send it out to some labels, and we're like, "This is what we got. Are you interested?" Because we don't want to. We haven't want to be like under contract or pressured. So that's kind of how that happened, and we kind of own our own masters, so that they just license it from us.
Yeah. So you work album by album, not with a, for example, three albums contract.
Yeah, kind of like the first one. Then we were unsigned and released, and for the second one we recorded it and then talked to different labels and ended up at the Música label in Britain, and that was a one album deal, and then we went to Napalm now.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
And after May, when you finished the album, you have been writing more new music, which we released. We don't know when, but what more? What else have you been doing?
Well, we've been working, of course, and haven't done that much. It hasn't been that much to do because of the lockdown. I've started to listen to a lot of podcasts and watched a lot of TV shows again. And we rehearsed a lot at first because we thought, okay, maybe it will open up, so we have to be ready. But at a certain point, we were like, nah, this is not going to open up anytime soon. So we just stopped rehearsing. So it's kind of like, yeah, heard a lot of podcasts, read a lot of books, watched a lot of TV shows.
And well, how was the lockdown there in Norway? Because we here in Spain we've heard about maybe UK or Germany, but we don't know how it has been in a Nordic country as yours.
Well, in Norway, it was like where we live. They just locked down everything. They closed everything except like grocery shops, and that was it for several months. But in other parts of the country, they didn't do that, and they didn't. You didn't need to wear masks, but where we are, we had to wear masks, and they locked everything down. So that was. I guess it was, of course, necessary, but you didn't have many options to do stuff, and afterwards, I think the whole country also started to do masks and lock down. But yeah, that was a lot of months where they just closed everything, and then they were talking about maybe open up here and there, and then they tried to open up a bit. And then they closed it again, but now it seems to go back to normal here.
Fingers crossed, because it's been too far.
Yes, it's been a long time.
Yeah, and do you have some tour schedule after the release of the album last Friday? Because now you have to show it to the world.
Yeah, we're going on tour that starts this Friday actually. So we're going tour of Norway, and then in October we're going to Europe, and then November back in Norway, and then in 2022 some more Norway dates, and then in the summer we're doing festivals. So yeah, we have moved a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of festivals that got moved for like 2 years now. So we hope that a lot of them we will be on again.
Will be any chance to see you here in Spain?
We hope so. Yeah, we're kind of always hoping that Resurrection Fest or something will try to book us, but so far no luck. But if not, then we'll probably book a show and come to Spain, because it's always nice to play there. People are really passionate, which is cool. There's also great food and stuff, so we enjoy it.
Yes, the food is always the same. When we speak with several musicians, all of them say about the sun and about the food, which is the best of Spain.
It's always nice.
I remember last time you were here, you were in Malaga?
Sevilla.
In Sevilla, yes, could be Sevilla. And you told me you were eating tapas and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we were like, before the show, we went to like this. We just went around in the city, and we saw this like really nice cafe where you can sit outside and have a beer and eat some tapas. So we did that before the show. It was great.
Yeah, and well, after you had the tour with Metallica, how can you see the new tours, because it will be so different? Absolutely.
Yeah, but still, when we were playing with Metallica in the stadiums, we were still doing like club shows on our own between the dates. For example, in Sevilla, which was like, I think, between Madrid and Barcelona.
Yes.
Then we did like a club. So we are really used to it. We were still used to it then as well. So to us, it's kind of the same thing. You still, of course, it's fantastic to play a stadium. It's really cool to experience, but you still play. Yeah. The only difference is we play a lot longer when we headline, and I kind of prefer to support, because you just play short and then you can have a beer and watch the other bands.
And a little bit more people, just a little bit.
Yeah, just a tiny bit more people.
What have you learned after this tour you did with Metallica?
Well, I think we got, just by playing so many shows for so many people on those big stages, I think we got a lot better as musicians. We became a lot tighter band, and also I think we got more confidence. And also I think we learned a lot just by watching them and Ghost. Mm-hmm. Because they are professional. We are not professional. We're still not professional, but we're more professional than we were. Like, with professional, I mean, like, we don't have like a big crew that comes in and do. We have a sound guy. That's pretty much what we travel with.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have have a merch guy, but yeah.
Yeah, it depends of the tour, I guess.
Yeah. We don't even have a lightning guy.
Yeah.
We have, like, for some shows we fly in the guy, but we're kind of like, nah.
Yeah. And so you are full-time musicians, or do you have another jobs?
No, we are not full-time musicians. No, we have other jobs. Yeah.
So what is your another job, for example?
I work in rock radio in Norway.
Oh, so you're a journalist.
Yeah. Yes, and Bård, the bass player, he makes commercial jingles, like for radio and stuff in I think England and America. For example, like if it's a car commercial and they say we want it to sound like Black Keys, then he makes that. And Olav is a teacher, so yeah, he's a music teacher in English, I think.
So his summer is the best.
Yeah.
Because here in Spain, I don't know if it's the same in Norway, but here in Spain, teachers have 3 free months.
Yeah, it's like that in Norway. It's insane. It's kind of like this summer as well. He was like, okay, now it's my vacation. And it's like, okay, you don't do anything now for 3 months. So yeah.
So you are in a radio. Have you interviewed some of the other members of the band? Now you are releasing the album.
No.
It could be funny, I think.
Yeah, it could be funny.
And well, with this new record, I've seen you have continued with some game words. I don't know how to say. You play with the words. For example, prelude is like the prelude. Like in prologue, with prologue, you know.
Wordplay, yeah.
Wordplay, yeah. How do you find these ideas?
Well, it's kind of like all of our titles. Even though, like, if a song can be serious, I still like to have like a funny title, and it's also like a reference to a lot of stuff in some of them. There's like little Easter eggs for the people who get it. But actually, with the intros, that's the last intro we will do, because it's becoming hard to find like words that mean intro that you do wordplay on. So I was like, okay, no more intros, because you can't just call it intro, because that sounds fucking boring. So you have to have like like prelude, prologue, something funny. But now I think I've run out of ways to say intro. So
after this record will be more intros?
No more intros. It's like the next one, number 4, it just goes right on. It's like so, no intro.
Yeah, and you have released a lot of video, official videos of your songs with Hereticles, So Long Idiots, Careless, and Burn It All. How have you record these videos? Because as you said, some of the pandemic times were tough where you are living.
Yeah, but they kind of open up a bit, this summer here in Norway, and also the people involved in videos is not many. In videos, it's not many. So they have like small groups are allowed. So that hasn't really been a problem, except for the first one, because then it was lockdown, so it couldn't be a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that's because there's so few people in that video. But the others have been fine, I think, because it's usually only us and maybe a couple of extras. So that hasn't been a problem.
Yeah. And do you have now you start the tour? What have you prepared for the fans?
So we are actually. I'm going after this. I'm going to rehearsal, and we're just gonna do the finishing touches on the set that we'll play on the tour, which is, I think, 7 or 8 songs from Molotov, Rocktail, and some deep cuts, and some, of course, from Divide and Conquer and Crimson Riders. But it's a real fucking good set, I think. So we're really happy about that. So we're going to play a lot of the new record because we're excited about it. And we didn't do that with Crimson, you know, because we still played Divide and Conquer, because that's what got us, you know, to the Metallica tour, and that's what people have heard. So we only played like a few songs from that record, and we still only play a few songs from that record. But Molotov, we'll play a lot of them. So if people don't like it, then maybe go see some other bands.
Which one is your favorite song of Molotov Rocktail? Because maybe now it's a different than 1 year ago when you finished the record, you know?
Yeah, that changes. I think maybe Hereticulous Pitchfork or Burn It All or Immortal Tree at the moment. I can't really choose between them, but maybe Hereticulous just at this moment. I really love that song, but it changes, you know.
Yeah, I guess. And well, the final question of the interview. We like to talk with the musicians about which are your, well, in this case your 5 favorite albums and why.
Oh shit!
It can be
okay.
Heavy metal, jazz, electronic music, whatever.
Okay, yeah. 5 favorites. Like on the top of my head, I don't know if it's gonna be my 5 favorites if you ask me in a week. But at the point, NoFX, So Long, Thanks for All the Shoes. Bad Religion, Recipe for Hate.
Can you explain why?
Yeah, they're fantastic records. Recipe for Hate. You want me to explain
a little bit? You have a story behind the album, you know?
Okay. NoFX, So Long, Thanks for All the Shoes was kind of like my first, I think my first meeting with NoFX, kind of like the whole album. I think it's a fantastic one. It's great mix. It's fast, aggressive, melodic, some great lyrics. Just think it's a perfect record, except for maybe Champs-Élysées cover on it. And number 2, Bad Religion, Recipe for Hate. It's like it's the album they released before the major label debut, Stranger Than Fiction, and it's kind of, they had like a bottleneck guitar. They experimented some on it, and still the same great lyrics and melodies. And Entombed Uprising, it's maybe could also be To Ride album, but Uprising is a perfect blend of their like sludgy death and roll. Some major riffs. I love Lacian Petrov's vocals. Always loved that album. I think it was my first Entombed album. Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion 2 is kind of like a perfect rock album. It's just got those epic, estranged, Civil War, Don't Cry, and it also got the rockers like 14 Years, like Shotgun Blues, like Pretty Tied Up, maybe one of the best rock songs ever. You Could Be Mine, same. And so that record is great. And Monster Magnet's Power Trip. It's like, okay, they got some success, and then he like, all right, I'm gonna make this fucking fun rock record. Opens up with Crop Circle, which is great riff. There's a lot of exciting stuff on it. It's like a fun, entertaining record, kind of like ours. It's because Power Trip was kind of an inspiration of Molotov Rocktail. So yeah, that could be at this moment my 5 top ones.
It's a nice choice.
Yeah, it's great.
It's nice. And well, the last thing, many people, so much people knows Bokassa because Lars Ulrich said is the modern or new favorite band. Have you talked with Lars about the new record, or after the tour have you talked again with him?
I haven't talked to him about the new record actually, no. Probably we'll do it one day maybe.
You should. Maybe another supporting tour will be good. Could be very, very good for the band again.
Yeah. We will say yes whenever they call. You know, wherever it is, we'll play with them, of course.
So Lars, they are waiting for your call again.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jørn, thank you very much. It's been a great interview. I hope to see you very soon here in Spain. I don't know if in a club show or in a festival, but well, both are welcome. And well, you are welcome again if you want to eat tapas or to drink sangria or cerveza or going to the beach or whatever. Spain is open for you always.
Awesome, man. Thank you for having me.
So, goodbye.
Bye.